Yeah, we have a nice, experienced kind of core group that I have a lot of confidence in. But we've got some young guys that we just needed to get some experience and to see some live at bats at the varsity level. They've had some success at the JV level, and we had some high hopes, but just to get them a feel for the games a little bit faster, and that's why these early season games are so important. Just the more pitches you see, the more fly balls you see and ground balls, and that's really the biggest thing. Is we just want to kind of get comfortable and get in a rhythm and get some guys some experience and kind of sort things out. This group. We've got 14 guys, and this is probably deep of a group as I've had in many years. As far as like, I got 1 through 14, and I'm not hesitant to put them in a key spot. And we've got them all a little bit of time, at least at bats here in the first 2 games. And we just want to see how they perform on the field, and we see how they do in the gym and in practice, but you never know. Kids surprise you, and that's why these early non-conference games are nice, because they're not as pressure-packed as the conference games, and our conference is obviously really solid and going to be deep and competitive this year. So, every inning we get in is a benefit to us. Well, Devin is definitely our leader and our ace on the mound. He's our he's a 4-year starter on varsity, but for 3 years he's been our number one. And he'll be our go-to guy. And we started him yesterday, and he looked good. Pitch count got up a little bit, but you expect that a little bit early on, just trying to get comfortable. But he did everything we asked. And then, Gavin came in. Gavin Larson's got good innings for us too. He's pitched for us since a sophomore. So, and then Beckett today. So all 3 of those guys have 3 years of varsity experience pitching, which obviously that's what a great asset to have. Something to fall back on. But then you saw we got into a little bit of our depth, and we have some young guys we got a lot of guys that can throw. I mean, we pretty much pitch just about everybody in our program to give them an opportunity, just because of we do play a lot of games, and we want to give kids opportunities, and we did that. Micah came in and in kind of a difficult spot yesterday. I know we had a lead, but Royall's a dangerous team, and first time out, and he battled through that and got his first set of innings in, and and then today Chase Guelhorst is a pitcher that we're looking for good things from. He's had some good success at the JV level, and he came in and battled and competed, and he's coming off a little bit of an ankle injury, so he kind of held back a little bit, but he performed well. And then we finished it up with Maddox Fensel's a sophomore. And it's just kind of a good situation with a lead. We felt comfortable just kind of letting him get his first exposure. We also have Callan Rudai, who we haven't thrown yet. He's battling a little bit of a sore shoulder. He's another senior that's got 3 years. This will be his 3rd year on varsity. So, we got kind of a mix of young and old, and that's kind of what we're trying to develop here. We're fortunate. next week we don't start conference games yet. We still have 3 non-conference games. Most teams are starting their conference schedules, so that I think is a plus for us to kind of sort some of this out, and we got a couple guys that haven't gotten any innings yet that will definitely get in there next week, and some of these guys will get a second go around, just try to build up some endurance. But I think we got probably 8-9 guys that we feel like we can put out there, and but again, until we see what they can do in a live game situation, you never know. It's going to be that the consistency hitting in the middle to bottom half of our lineup. I feel really good about our top. Like I said, we have these experienced guys that have a ton of varsity at bats. With and Gavin has started out on fire here the last couple games. The first 2 games, I think he's got probably 6 hits in between last night and tonight. And Devin, he's a first team all conference player, and I feel good about that. Ben Rathel batting 3rd, but it's kind of, we've got some new guys to fill in that kind of 4 through 9, and definitely guys that can do it. But we got to sort that out, and to get consistency hitting there, limiting our strikeouts. That's something that we always preach is, there's quality at bats without having to get a hit every time, and we want to put it in play and make teams make plays and make them get us out. So those are key things for us. It's just developing that consistency. I feel pretty good about our defense. We have some athletic guys and a lot of guys that we can play in a lot of positions. And like I said, with the depth of pitching, we're hopeful. So there's a little bit of everything, but I think that hitting consistency in the middle to bottom half of the lineup will be key factors for us.